My name is Angela Valavanis, and I am currently the president of the Board of Directors for Literature for All of Us, and I've been involved with the organization for about 8 years now. I mean, definitely we all have to make choices about where we're going to give our time, where we're going to give our money, where we're going to give both. And I have volunteered with various organizations over the years, and this is the first that I've stuck with for 8 years. Usually I've dipped in a little bit and gotten a feel for what they were doing, and there are many, many great organizations out there. But this one in particular, I think is it's a good fit for me because of my interests, but that wouldn't be enough to hold me. What keeps me working with the organization is how I see it transforming people's lives, and that's not something that you see up close and personal as a volunteer for a lot of organizations. We do a fundraising luncheon around Mother's Day every year, and so we have 200 to 300 people come, and we always have a keynote speaker. But for me, the exciting part about that event is always that we have participants from our program read their poetry. And since I don't get to work in the groups, I've visited groups just a few times, but I don't work with the students on a regular basis. It's always fun for me just to see them walk up onto that stage and have their poems clutched in their hands, and they read them, and you can see how proud they are of the words that they've written and how they're being received. And and then I hear stories, in board meetings and from other people who work more closely with the participants. I hear stories all the time of how it is changing people's lives. There's something about the energy that people bring to this mission, because it is more than just books. It's also trying to really make a difference. It's funny because, I'm one of those the dreamer types. I would love to see us just go national, go international. Of course, you have to do that in stages. You can't grow too quickly, or you lose your core strength. You can't wear yourselves out. But basically, every time we have an opportunity for some new funding, that means to us that we're going to have more groups and we're going to reach more kids. And I just hope we can keep doing that. Well, I would say, if in doubt, come to a book group and see how it works. Not everybody can do that. We can't have a bunch of people coming in all the time, but it's a great way to really see the work in action and to see how our book group leaders control a room in a way that allows all of these kids to really find their core voice and to know that they're being heard. If you can't come to a book group because they're during a school day, or maybe they're in locations you can't get to easily, come to one of our larger events so that you can get a sample. But it's something you won't regret. I think one of the things that often strikes me is that people, either who have been with the organization for a long time or are coming to it fresh, often just talk about this magic that happens. And magic isn't a word that people like to talk about in serious ways, but that's really the best word for what happens.